All right, today we're going to be installing a radio on this 2006 Dodge Ram 2500. The factory radio works fine, but I like having Bluetooth and all that good stuff. And so we'll be installing one of these radios from Amazon. They're pretty cheap, but they're made to fit, so you don't have to do a dash kit or anything. And it came with wiring harnesses and all. They kind of have a different price range depending on how many different options you want on there, but they're all kind of the same. If you see, this is the factory radio without any of the navigation. I know some of these Dodges have Infinity sound systems with touch screens. Those will require different things, so this will not be for you. And the older third gen Dodges have a different style radio as well, and so those will require maybe just a little bit different, but this might help you out. All right, first thing you're going to do, you got to pop out your cup holder molds. Get under them with a tool or flathead if you got one. Pop those out, and then also your shifter boot for your 4x4 shifter. It will just pop over and give you a lot of room. You have a few 8mm bolts here, down in here, and one up front. Those all got to come out, and then you'll be able to pull this thing forward. All right, so we got the screws loose. This pulls up. You have to kind of work it around. It's easiest to open up your little storage area down here so you have a little more room to work with. It's a little tricky to get it to go through. You might have to push it back down, tuck it in. But you can get this to slide over without taking the shift knob off. All right, once you get that your cup holder console out of the way, you got two more 8mm here and over here. You pull those out, and then this just kind of pops free back this way. You don't have to take the boot off of your shifter if you have a manual. If you have an automatic, this is just, there's nothing here, and so this actually will come all the way out. But if you have a manual, this will just come out of the way just enough to get the screws out behind here. All right, next part, this bottom piece here. If you've got the manual, put it in like reverse or second or just one of the lower gears, so that way this is down and out of the way. This will pull out. It does not need to pull out super far. Like I said, if you have the automatic, it will come all the way out. But you've got a screw hole down here and another one down here. They are Phillips heads. Those two need to come out. All right, next part, you got this big piece right here. It pops down. If you have the automatic, it's really easy to get this out. It's a little tricky with the manual with not having this all the way out, but it's doable. Just take your trim tool and you'll slowly work it. Try not to damage anything. And it will come out. It has tabs on the side as well. Pull that out. Then once you get that out, there's a screw here and a screw here going up into this dash piece that you have to pull out. All right, this is the passenger side screw that's going up into the dash piece. And then if you move over, that's the driver side screw, Phillip head. Pull those out, and then you'll be able to start popping off the dash around the radio. Now, this is all one just big piece. You'll want to pop this out. You can either go around the edges with the trim tool. I don't really like doing that because you can damage this here. You can just put both hands in there, pull real hard, and it'll all come out in one piece. So now your radio is exposed. You've got 4 Phillips head screws holding it in. If you're doing a radio like mine that is made for this dash, then you do not need to take out your little console there, your storage area, and you don't need to unplug anything on the dash. You can just let it hang because we are putting this dash back in. Once you get your screws out, your radio just pulls out. You've got some wires in the back, got your antenna, and then your wiring harness. You'll pull those out. And then on the front of your radio, you've got these clips here and here. Those are for the dash where it pops in. You'll need to transfer those over to your new radio because they will utilize those. All right, the clips are super easy. You just take a little pair of pliers, grab them, and pull and just reverse that process going into the new radio. Also, be really gentle getting your FM antenna cable out. I used a pair of pliers and ripped mine. I wasn't planning on using FM anyways, but just be aware that they are super fragile and you can break it easy. So we went ahead and hooked the radio up before we put everything back together, just to make sure it was going to work, so that way we didn't have to do this twice. Took a little bit to set up this Bluetooth. It's not the easiest thing, or not as easy as some of the nicer Kenwoods or whatever, but we've got it going. Apple Play hooked right up, so that's good. On the wiring harness side, this came out of the old radio. It does not have a place to go on this radio. I'm assuming it's not needed. We'll find out later down the road, but everything else looks like it hooked up fine. I've got a charging port, USB charging port that came off the back of this thing. I'm going to run it down the bottom of the dash, so that way I have access to it. I think this is also for wired Apple CarPlay or Android CarPlay. But we'll tuck that down through the bottom of the dash, so that way we can still hook up to it. Radio's back screwed in with the 4 screws. It has little dowels that line it up. They fit perfect. The USB cable we ran down through here, as you can see, and then down through the dash on the driver's side. There's a little cutout there, and then on this piece that we push back up in there, there's a factory little cutout here. Some trucks have like a little plastic cover you can pop out, or maybe just cut a hole in. Mine was missing it. I've got this big hole, but it was about perfect for that USB, and it'll come out down near my shifter. All right, so when you go to pop your dash back in, the top goes in first. It's kind of tricky to line up, but you'll get the top up here first, and then just start pressing in, and it should slowly pop. I say that. Okay, it's grabbing that one, but not this one. There it goes. All right. As you can see, this radio just fits perfectly in the cutout where the old radio went. That's why I went with this style radio. It's not like a name brand. It's probably made in China. Hopefully it's still halfway decent quality, but it fits perfect, and I could keep my nice wood green dash that matches the door panels. If you went with like a regular double din or single din radio, you'd have to get a dash kit and replace this whole piece right here, and that adds, you know, more cost to your install, and then you'd have to move over your thermostat controls, and that's just a little bit more headache. Not the end of the world, but I just like this clean factory look, and I've got a new updated Bluetooth radio. Before you put this next piece in right here, don't forget to put the 2 screws in. They go vertical. That holds this dash piece down. They are quite hard to get to. I've had to just kind of lay down and look up at them while I'm trying to screw them in, because you can't really feel your way up there because there's kind of a cavity and your fingers don't fit. You did? Mm-hmm. All right. The screws are in. Had to lay on either side of the floorboard and look up at them to get the screws in. Once you get those in, you can go ahead and pop this next panel in. You got to get it under on the sides, and then just push it up, and then it pops in. All right, next part, you're gonna put your 2 screws in down here and here, and then your trim piece just pops in. It doesn't actually pop into anything. And then you've got your screw holes here and here for your 8mm bolts. Mm-hmm. All right, when you go to put your cup holder console in, it can be tricky to get that bolt started down in there through the bottom of the hole, and also this one, because that cavity's so deep and the bolt just wants to go every which way. Couple tricks: put a piece of napkin on the head of your bolt and squish it on with your socket. It'll stick in your socket, and you can just put it in straight. Or what we did was took a pair of needle nose pliers and just threaded it in just straight, because it doesn't, these two specifically just don't want to go in straight. So once you get those started, and it'll just pop back in. Just remember to slide that through. It's a little tricky, but then these 4 bolts will go back in, and then we can put our insert in, and then it'll be all buttoned up. All right, everything's buttoned back up. Got everything, these pressed in, and got this has got a little spring tab on both ends. Just start on one end and then use your screwdriver to pop in the other side. As you can see, my USB comes through the bottom, and now I've got, you know, a USB cable I can use to charge my phone, or I think you can also do wired CarPlay via this. Took us like 15 minutes to figure out the Bluetooth on this thing and the Apple CarPlay. It's a cheap Chinese radio, so it's just a little finicky to get going, but once we figured it out, it wasn't too bad, and it actually works pretty good and sounds pretty good. Don't forget, this is for the later 3rd gens. This is a 2006. This will work all the way up to your early 2009s, and I think your late 2005s. Started this dash style, your early from 2003 to early 2005. Has your different radio, your different dash design. And then also, if you've got the navigation style radio with your Alpine system, this is going to be a bit different. The dash and all that might come off the same, but the radio is going to look different, and it's going to have different plugs. And this factory fit radio will not fit. It says that on the description, so you'll have to just go with like a regular doubled in. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Hope this helps.